recommendation. We are going to talk about everything I read in January, but I'm actually going to back it up to when I started this notebook, which is a little bit before January. It might have even been like early December-ish. I'm not sure. Before we get into it, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene, channels are Tamagotchis. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I've linked my tip jar is down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar do helps. That's a lot of things to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube members. Just by clicking join below or going to my channel page, clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. Alright. So this is my TV and movies. I record what it is, what the genre is, where I watched it, how many stars I gave it, and a few comments. And the first one, I use the calendar. I'm using the calendar to record what's going to come out the next month or whatever. So the first one that I put in here was The Great and occasionally true story genre comedy drama created by Tony McNamara, and I do it by season, so this is season 1. I gave it 5 stars. First one in here, 5 stars. TV series on Hulu via Disney Plus. I watched it via Disney Plus. The Great is a historical and satirical black comedy drama about the rise of Catherine the Great from outsider to longest reigning female ruler in Russia's history. The series is highly fictionalized and portrays Catherine in her youth and marriage to Emperor Peter III of Russia, focusing on the plot to kill her depraved and dangerous husband. It's hilarious, it's laugh out loud, but when it goes dark, okay? Mostly it's hilarious. Could not have picked a better cast for the couple. I think I may have cried at the end of season 1. Oh yeah, the stars, Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult are the couple. Okay, then we have The Lost Bus. I watched The Lost Bus, based on Paradise, a book by Lizzie Johnson, starring Matthew McConaughey and America Ferrera. I gave this 3.5 stars. I watched it via Apple TV. The film is based on the true story of a bus driver named Kevin McKay. He had to navigate a bus carrying 22 children and a teacher to safety through the 2018 Camp Fire, which became the deadliest fire in all of California history at that time. I don't know if there's been a deadlier fire since, because we had the fires more recently. It was decent. Kevin was kind of a crappy dad with a teenager, and his mom living with him. He must have been recently divorced. His dad wants to go back to his mom's house. The kid wants to go back to his mom's house. He doesn't want to live with his dad anymore. The day of the fire, his kid is sick, and Kevin can't get to him because he saved all the kids. So the kid does go with the mom, but anyway, there's spoilers, okay? These are reviews. Then I watched the Murdoch family. What is it called? Murdoch. Is that how we say it? Murdoch. Death in the Family. Genre true crime. Drama. Genre true crime drama. TV miniseries. Starring Jason Clarke, Patricia Arquette, Brittany Snow. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think they did a good job. They looked a lot like the real family. And Patricia Arquette can do no wrong. I watched it on Hulu via Disney Plus. The series is based on the Murdoch Murders podcast about the case of Alex Murdoch, who was was accused of the murders of his wife Maggie and their son Paul. June 7th, 2021. The series depicts the events leading up to the murder. Jason Clarke and Patricia Arquette nailed it. I do wish they went more into the previous crimes. Yeah, because there was other stuff from before these, and I wish they had delved into that a little bit, but, you know, it's a miniseries. Like the son's rumored boyfriend's death, and the housekeeper, all the housekeeper stuff. Anyways, rich spoiled trash is what they are right now, because for some reason the lighting always like makes this nostril look so much bigger than this one, but they're the same. I had to go in the bathroom one day because I was like, did something happen to my nostril? And it was normal. Then I watched All Her Fault. Genre mystery thriller based on a novel by Andrea Mara, starring Sarah Snook, Jake Lacey, and Dakota Fanning. I gave it 4.5. It was excellent. It was really twisty, and then maybe I knocked like 5 points off for almost being too twisty. It is a TV series you can watch on Peacock, mystery thriller about a mother, Marissa Irvine, whose son Milo goes missing after a play date that never happened. The series follows the frantic search of Milo, which exposes a web of secrets and lies within the affluent community, drawing in other families and a nanny who becomes a prime suspect. Exploring themes of maternal guilt, classism, and deceit. So many twists and turns, maybe even too many. I don't care. It was all over the place and still enjoyable. I did film a full spoiler of this that will be on my Patreon notes, like the whole time I was watching it. And I think it took 2 videos to just get it all out, but it was so good. But like I said, very twisty, very turny. And then of course, right before January, I watched The Reckoning, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Genre documentary directed by Alexandria Stapleton, produced by 50 Cent, etc. I gave it 3.5. It's on Netflix. It's 4 episodes. Starts out with footage from cinematographer that Diddy hired for himself to document his recent troubles. Interviews with his childhood friends, the co-founder of Bad Boys, his victims, Aubrey O'Day, his assistant Capricorn, etc. A lot of the beginning was stuff that has been covered already, the basketball event, etc. But it moved on to cover a lot more of the evil that he did. The most nasty parts were told from his personal gigolo that serviced him and Cassie for many years. Also testimony recording of how he hired someone to kill Tupac and Suge Knight, which I don't know why they're not doing more with that. Pausing this to cough. Not a good sign. We've got Little Disasters. It's a thriller. I watched it on Paramount Plus, and I only gave this one 2.75 stars. When Jess takes her baby to the hospital with an unexplained head injury, her close friend, A&E doctor Liz, makes the excruciating decision to call social services, igniting an explosive chain of events. I said it's pretty cheesy and slow-paced, actually. Kind of felt like a Harlan Coben book to movie. I put on here a comment that I found on Metacritic which said, although Little Disasters is compelling throughout, the decision to sporadically a side chick in that I can't take her. I just can't with her attitude either. Like, she drives me nuts in that movie. She's the one with like the little bangs, and she wears that, I think it's like red lingerie, and she's dancing. But anyway, that's the only note I had for that one. Okay, then I watched Your Honor season 1, and then later I watched Your Honor season 2, so I did put them both in here kind of on the same page. But season 1 I gave 3.5. It's a drama crime. I think I watched this on Netflix, but I didn't write that in there. I need to add that. Anyway, 3.5. A son of New Orleans judge kills another teenager in an accidental hit and run. Michael, the judge, encourages his son to turn himself in until he finds out that the other teenager was killed in the accident was the son of the mob kingpin. Michael decides to protect his son, igniting a dangerous game of lies, secrets, difficult choices with tragic and fatal consequences. I said good premise, but very predictable, and watching the judge make bad decision after bad decision is exhausting. I said I'd still go on to watch season 2 and see where it goes, and I watched season 2. I gave that a little higher of a rating. I gave it 3.75 for season 2. My note on season 2 is just like, yeah, that's now how any of the legal aspects would go down, but it was better than season 1. It is so, you don't have to know much about the legal system to know that that's not how it works. But I'm like, if I'm going to continue to watch TV, I guess I'm going to have to gloss over. They are not doing their research anymore. They're not, which seems crazy to me, that they're not going to like have consultants. This is a legal drama. We need like 2 legal consultants that both of you agree that this is plausible. Yes. Okay, let's move forward. Yes, no. Okay, maybe we should tweak it a little bit. No. Which a lot of this is no and no. Okay, we have to rewrite. I don't know. Then we went and saw Anaconda in theaters. Now, going into this knowing that it's like my expectations, it being crap, was it crap? Yes, but intentional crap, okay? So I did. It's a comedy, action, cast Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Steve Zahn, Thandie Newton. I gave it 3.75. It's probably more like a 3. But because there was a scene where I laughed until there was tears coming out, I gave it the extra 0.75 because that's not easy to do. I'm a silly person, and I've had some good laughs in my life, but lately TV comedy has not done that to me. There was one scene. Watched it in cinemas on January 10th. The best friends Griff and Doug have always dreamed of making their all-time favorite movie, Anaconda. When a midlife crisis pushes them to finally go for it, they assemble a crew and head deep into the jungles of the Amazon to start filming. However, life soon imitates art when a gigantic anaconda with a thirst for blood starts hunting them down. I said where Anaconda, the 1990s Anaconda, was cheesy on accident, this one was cheesy with intent. It had some slow parts and some jokes that fell flat, but it was good, and I laughed real tears at the whiz scene. So if you're ever watching it, and that scene, just think about the whiz scene, that will click, and you'll be like, oh, that scene. Then I watched The Drop. That was good. It was good. It's a low budget tech thriller. It's not The Drop, it's just Drop. Genre thriller. Cast Brandon Sklenner and Megan Fahey. 3.75 Amazon Prime. Violet is a widowed mother who goes to an upscale restaurant to meet her handsome date. However, her pleasant evening soon turns into a living nightmare when she receives a phone message from a mysterious figure who threatens to kill her young son and sister unless she kills her date. That's the premise. I said think Speed and Scream had a baby, okay? It was a cheesy high-octane thriller whodunit. Oh, and it's techie and political. Every I've seen before. But we really did sit down and watch Tangled for the first time. So Tangled, genre children's cast, Mandy Moore, Zachary Levi, Donna Murphy. 3.75 watched on Disney Plus, Disney animation of a classic that has been classic. Beautiful Princess Rapunzel been locked away in a tower since she was captured as a baby by an old hag. Her magical long blonde hair has the power to provide eternal youth, and the evil Gothel, I don't know what that means, uses this power to keep her young. At the age of 18, Rapunzel becomes curious about the outside world, and when the prince uses her tower as a refuge, she asks him to help her escape. I said it's got classic Disney vibes. It's no Aladdin, it's no Lion King, it's no Beauty and the Beast, but it's cute and it's fun. I watched it with Cruz, and he kept thinking that it was part of the Frozen. Maybe because she kind of looks like them. He's like, so where's the other girls? Anna and Elsa. I'm like, this is not the same thing. I thought it was like number 3 in the series or something. Then we watched His and Hers, another show that could have used some consultants. Genre thriller, Tessa Thompson, John Bernthal, Pablo Schreiber, Sunita Mani, Rebecca Rittenhouse, 3 stars, watched it on Netflix. Based on the Alice Feeney book. I will not read an Alice Feeney book. I've had like 2 that I've liked, but the last 5 I've tried, I was like, 2 estranged spouses, 1 a detective, and the other a news reporter, vie to solve a murder in which each believes the other is a prime suspect. My notes are yet another, none of this could have went down this way. However, it was watchable, it was entertaining, for the most part. Tessa Thompson always feels so dry to me. She always takes these characters that just feel so, I want to see her in a role where she's like a little bit silly. Because right now I feel like there's no range. That's just how I feel. Anyway, that mixed with the fact that I can't stand Alice Feeney's books, maybe I went into it with some preconceived notions, but like I said, at any rate, there is a major twist at the end, and that gave it some points on its own. The twist at the end, it got me. The rib. Trash. Do you see that? Trash. Genre action, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Sasha Calle, and Teyana Taylor. Fighting a stash of millions, wages, and internal conflict for a group of Miami officers pushing trust, loyalty, and self-preservation into sharp danger and dangerous focus. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Teyana Taylor, I don't think she can act. I feel I'm a total hater in this. Clearly they used the whole budget for the cast. It's highly implausible, bad acting, lack of extras, couldn't even put other cars on the road while they're driving. There's like no other cars, there's no cars in the street. It's terrible, you guys. Apparently it was all shot on one big screen, so the backgrounds are all so fake looking. I would not consider this watchable. It has some decent reviews. I don't know why. Again, I can't trust anybody. You guys are giving stuff like this good I can't. Not you guys. You guys. The sniff dog becomes BFF with the suspect. Oh yeah, the sniff dog, the drug dog, and the suspect become like best friends throughout. It's also, there's a part where Teyana Taylor has to bust through some drywall, and she's got a sledgehammer, and you hear her going at this drywall for like 50 strikes before they hear the wall crack. It takes about 1 or 2 strikes to bust down some drywall with a sledgehammer. Get the fuck out of here. Then I watched Let the Right One In. Gothic horror 2008 Swedish film based on the book. And I read the book before this, so I gave this 4 stars. It's all subtitles. Obviously, it's a Swedish film. So I had to watch, okay? Anyway, masterfully blends genres slowly form a close bond, but soon become apparent that she is no ordinary young girl. Eventually, Ellie shares her dark secret with Oscar, revealing her connection to a string of bloody local murders. Some important details were changed from the book and left out, but I can see why, as they were either too dark or too hard to film, probably with the budget. Overall, it conveyed the tone and the themes in the book really well. And that was my first subtitle movie of the year. I do want to watch more movies with subtitles so I can lock in, you know. And then the most recent one was Knives Out. Wake the Dead Man. Genre mystery. This is on Netflix. The Roop was on Netflix, and Let the Right One In, I believe, was on Prime. So this one is the third one in the Knives Out series. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's got Daniel Craig and Josh Brolin. A baffling death inside a quiet church draws Benoit, Benoit Blanc, into a tense investigation where faith, secrets, and suspicion blur as close community turns against itself. I got to see my bae Glenn Close. The mystery was on point, but solving it, or the time it took to piece it together, did get a little grating. I did like the green goose scene. It was better than the second Knives Out, but not as good as the first Knives Out. Also, I'm always a sucker for the obscure Louisiana, I do believe, accent that Benoit Blanc has in these movies. As always, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, I'm big fans. Okay. Anyways, I will probably do another one of these. If I've watched enough in February, I'll do a February one. If I have to compile February and March, then maybe I'll do that. But anyways, if you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, good night, sleep, and I will see y'all real soon.